What's going on, guys? It's Tyler from the Keep Pounding podcast, and today was a rough one. It was a rough game. I felt like the Panthers had control of the game primarily throughout the whole game up until the fourth quarter. But this was, I think, the worst loss of the season, given the expectations, what was on the line. You had 2 weeks to prepare for a team that's 3-10, and they still came out flat. And to me, if the Panthers can't beat the Saints even one time during the season, we shouldn't be talking about playoffs right now. We continue to play to our competition. If we're playing really good teams, we play really well. We play shitty teams, we play like garbage. But the Saints swept us. One of the worst teams in the league that's in your division. You can't even beat them. Can't even beat them. Now, again, like with the expectations, to me, this is the worst loss of the season. Everything was in front of the Panthers. We had if we beat the Saints, we put pressure on Tampa. We take control of the NFC South, but instead, again, they played down to their competition. They showed zero consistency. I thought, honestly, Bryce was pretty consistent. I felt like Jalen Coker was pretty consistent. But other than that, that was pretty much it. But they continue to have this win-loss over the last 8 games. They cannot win back-to-back games. I felt like Kellen Moore clearly outcoached Dave Canales. The Saints, again, have 4 wins total, 2 of them against Carolina. And to me, to be honest, I thought the Panthers would have learned from their mistakes where they played the Saints last time and they came out super flat and almost looked like they came out like they expected to win. It wasn't as bad as last time, but it still seemed that way. You know, Dave Canales talks about process, blocking out distractions, but yet it still seems like you guys are distracted. To me, losing against the Saints, again, with everything you have on the line, to me questions the weekly preparation, the game plan, the adjustments in the game, the ability to handle any type of success they can't do. Now, I felt like both sides of the ball had their issues. Offensively, they did. We'll get into the defenses in a second. But I really felt like Bryce Young and Jalen Coker were – and this offensive line wasn't terrible, but Bryce Young played a good game. I felt like Bryce Young was held back this game with Dave Canales' play calling. The Panthers did not score in the fourth quarter. They settled for field goals when touchdowns were available. Critical missed moments. End of the first half, a field goal instead of a touchdown with T-Max drop. A sack on the final drive at the worst possible moment. Poor execution on 3rd and short, 4th and inches. No, and I don't know what that 4th and 1 call was. At the end of the game, you're having a back 2 or 3 yards behind you, and even RG3 mentioned this during the broadcast. Didn't understand why that's not a QB sneak. How do you not allow? You don't think Bryce Young can get inches? I get he's short, but damn. 4th and inches, that's a QB sneak all day long with how good our offensive line is. Or at least let Rico run it. I mean, I don't know. I just thought the play calling was horrible. I felt like the screen game that they tried to establish was pretty much ineffective outside of Chuba's touchdown that he had earlier in the game. But again, Bryce Young didn't play bad. Bryce Young did what he could do. I felt like Dave Canales could have been more aggressive throwing the ball downfield based on how Bryce was playing today. But he, again, has shown no trust in Bryce Young consistently. Dave Canales played conservative. He play called like a coward again. He's afraid to throw the ball down the field. Dave Canales, if you want to fucking make the playoffs, you got to be a little aggressive. Like, the play calling offensively was dog shit. There were so many plays that I was calling on my couch saying, "Oh, that's a run. That's this. That's that." He is so predictable. And being able to know like what's working and what isn't in the game. Rico and Chuba averaged 3.45 yards a game, a rush today. Bryce Young did really well. I think he averaged 7 yards. Like he scrambled for 7 rushes for 49 yards. But it was clear that New Orleans wanted to make sure that we didn't run the ball, even though we did early in the game. We did have a really good opening drive down for a touchdown. And I get that you want to establish the run, and that's fine. I would establish the run. But also when things aren't working, you got to, and you see that other players, if the running game is not doing well and Bryce looks like he's playing really well, let him cook, let him play. This team has learned to win different ways, and the coach has gotten in their way multiple times, and a few times the players have bailed him out. This is a game that is on Canales, and we'll get into Evero and the defense in a minute, but this game is on Canales offensively. It was a horrible play call performance by Dave Canales. The throw from Bryce Young to Jalen Coker was elite. The scramble that Bryce Young had on a clutch throw on 4th down to T-Mac, that was Bryce looked really good. But the one thing from this game was Tyler Show was allowed to throw down the field and Bryce Young wasn't. And this isn't the first time I've been saying this. I get that if Bryce Young isn't playing well, or anybody, like you have to go with a high hand of what is working and what isn't. And Bryce Young had some amazing plays today. I felt like this was a game that you could have opened up the run game by throwing the ball the way that Bryce was. Defensively, man, repeatedly failed to get off the field on 3rd and long. There would be 3rd and 18, 3rd and 20. They'd get an 18, 19-yard play. Or sorry, 2nd and 18, 2nd and 20. And now it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Repeatedly couldn't get off the field on 3rd down. The Saints controlled the game with 2 drives totaling 31 plays and 19-plus minutes. Our freaking soft-ass zone coverage was exposed multiple times today. There was one drive where the Saints had 4 straight completions for about 80 yards in just 2 minutes. Chris Olave was taken over late in the game. But the Panthers abandoned their defensive identity down the stretch. Evero, bro, and I feel I call a spade, and earlier in the year I'm like Evero is trash, and then he's I feel like he's been really consistent, and he has been down the stretch, but today he laid an egg. Evero was complete garbage. When the soft zone, I'm tired of this crap, man. Like, what are we doing? Like the lack of discipline, the lack of execution, costly penalties. There's huge penalties that wiped out big plays in the game. That long return or late in the 4th quarter. Penalty. Poor situational awareness. We're running 3rd down routes short of the sticks. Can't finish drives. Self-inflicted mistakes. I don't want to hear, and I get like the refs were being a little tic-tacky with their play calling. I get that. But a lot of that, they're warranted. I was getting mad. I'm like, dude, we're just tic-tacking. Like, no, we're making stupid mistakes. Don't make stupid mistakes. Do your job. Do your assignment. We based the penalties we had. I think we had 11 penalties for 103 yards. 6 of the penalties came with the Saints got 6 first downs off of penalties. Self-inflicted mistakes. Consistently stalling the momentum that we have. But I just have a concern with this team, man. Like putting teams away, managing momentum, sustaining success. Like We're not able to do that right now. When the other team is playing clean football, Carolina gets exposed every time, it seems. But this is the 8th time this season that we haven't been able to score 20 plus points. Again, Bryce Young, 24 out of 32, 101 touchdown. He only has 3 games over 200 all season. Tyler Show has over 200 yards in just 4 games. And it's not just Bryce, it's play calling. It's about, today, Bryce could have threw well over 200 yards. He was cooking, man. Bryce Young was playing phenomenal. And why are we not getting T-Mac more? T-Mac and Jalen Coker need more targets. They need more targets. But again, like this isn't the end of the season, but this is a huge blow to our the probability of us making the playoffs or not. We had an opportunity. You had 2 weeks to prepare for a team that is trash, and you do that. The moment was too big for him. I really question how much focus Canales is able to get the group. I really do. But this loss really highlights how far the Panthers still have to go. I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's the preparation, the mindset, game management, play calling. I think it's multiple factors. But if we are going to be taken seriously as a football team, a possible playoff team, games like this can't happen. You can't lose to a 3-10, now 4-10 Saints team. You can't get swept by one of the worst teams in the league. You can't. This loss was extremely frustrating. Extremely frustrating. Again, can you in game make adjustments? Because you can have a game plan, but can you make in game adjustments? To me, the running game was stale. It was stale. I think Rico, the longest run was 8, Chuba maybe 9. But again, they weren't running the ball well. The Saints that's what they're really focusing on. The Saints were focusing on making sure that they can stop the run. And again, and the offensive line gave great protection for Bryce. But you see that Bryce Young is playing well. Go with that. Dave Canales makes too many. I feel like there's certain situations that someone on the couch can make better calls than this, or make better decisions on what to do, running the ball, passing the ball, whatever. We were not able to run the ball. The play calling, he seemed he was afraid to win the game. They were playing not to lose. The Saints had nothing to lose, so they're playing to win. You got to play that way. Stop play calling like a coward. That's twice this year. He played play call like a coward against the 49ers. They weren't ready for that game. And then same thing with this. Dave Canales makes too many mistakes. Like, he takes too long to figure things out before he fixes it. But this could be the reason why we don't make the playoffs this year. Now, again, overall view, as a fan, this is a successful year. We're playing well. We still have a lot of steps to go. We have a lot of ways to go in order to be a very consistent competitive football team. That's funny. I mean, no, you guys played well, dude. I mean, you would deserve to win. Kellen Moore called really well. The Falcons gave us every opportunity to take over the division. And we play like a bunch, like you said, play like a bunch of bitches. They didn't even, J.C. Horn and Mike Jackson, horrible game. Horrible. JC and they both declined, by the way. They declined interviews. That was soft, just as soft as their coverage was today. How you not get? How are you going to play like trash and you don't even want to do an interview? I get that you're mad. Come on, man. That shit's soft. I saw that. I saw that. Joe Person posted that on Twitter today. Soft. But this, I'm telling you right now, Tyler Show is that franchise quarterback moving forward with the Saints. The Saints, and they didn't have Alvin Kamara today. No, I love the trash talk, man. That's what's fun. That's what's fun. You know, I really think the Saints, they definitely have a lot of rebuilding to do. But to me, I think you found your quarterback. And it's funny, Saints fans, NFC South guys that I know, they all were making fun of the Tyler Shuck pick. And Tyler Shuck is getting the last laugh. That dude is good, man. He's mobile. He throws the ball really well down the field. He's accurate. I mean, we'll see how he does next year with a little bit of game film on him, but he's impressing. I really thought that whenever he whenever he got the gig, was it 4 or 5 weeks ago? I was like, oh man, they're not going to win another game, and the team has rallied around him for sure. But yeah, I think he's a franchise. I think he's a potential franchise quarterback. He's 26. He's he's older than Bryce Young, and Bryce Young has 3-4 years of experience. But I think I'll tell you what. At first, I was like, I'm not afraid of this guy, but now I'm kind of am. To be honest with you, he's been consistent. I mean, I haven't watched any New Orleans Saints film since, besides just the Panthers watching. But what I've seen so far, Tyler Shuck looks good, man. He does. And you guys have always had a decent defense, so can I think there was rumors that Chris Olave was going to maybe be traded, but with how you guys are playing, there ain't no way that's happening. But yeah, I mean, I get that the Saints they're 3-10 coming in, 4-10 now, like not a great football team. I get they're your division rival. Your division rivals are going to be able to put up a good game against you, no matter what the record is. They know us, we know them, but such a letdown, man. Such a letdown with the expectations that we had. It's still not over. We pretty much essentially what we need to do to win the division is we have to beat the Bucks out. We either have to sweep the Bucks or we beat the Bucks out once, and then we beat Seattle, and then the Bucks lose against the Dolphins. But it's going to be tough, and not only from an execution standpoint from the players can they improve, but from a play calling perspective, will Canales learn from this? I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. And maybe it's my fault. The Panthers have been very inconsistent this year, and the games that you think they should win, they lose, and the games you think they'll lose, they'll win. Watch us beat the Bucks and then beat the Seahawks. I don't know, but we have to win next week. It's still not over, but with an opportunity like that, with 2 weeks to prepare for against the Saints, your division rival, and you do that, and we controlled pretty much the whole game up into the fourth quarter, and then the team just kind of put the tail between their legs and stop fighting, and that goes for the coaches too. But yeah, I mean, hat off to you, but to the Saint fans. I mean, you swept us. You swept us really. We sweep the Falcons, but we can't beat the freaking Saints. I don't get it. This is the most inconsistent football team, not just Panther wise, since I've been a Panthers fan, but just in general this year. For any team in the NFL, you can't bet against this team. I think they were the most betted team to cover the spread. Don't bet against the Panthers, man. You can't bet against don't bet a Panthers game. Don't do it. So I just wanted to get on here, get my live reaction, talk to you guys about the game, and I'll get on here next week. I'm sorry I've been on the last couple weeks. Christmas time, busy. Work has been insane. I haven't been on, I don't think, since the Niners game. So I need to do better trying to get on here at least for, a little bit, make videos for you guys. But it's been a long December. So I just want to give my quick thoughts. But it's not over yet. We still have a chance, but let's see what happens. This has been a roller coaster of a season. This has been, bro, anxiety induced. Shock is more developed than Bryce, but I see the Panthers losing to the 49ers Seahawks by at least 13 in the playoffs. So I'm going to say 31-22. You guys will put up a good effort, but Bryce is not him. And this is coming from a Saints fan. Bryce, he still has a lot to prove, man. I would disagree what I would say 100% that he's not him, but to be honest, about a month ago, I was saying that Bryce was holding us back from, the games we won. A lot of them we've won because of a running game, good defense, but also there's quite a few that Bryce stepped up at crucial moments. It's just, can Bryce make that next step consistently? Like today could have been a game if Dave Canales let him cook, and he didn't. He held him back. This is the first game where Bryce Young was cooking, and Dave Canales still wasn't letting him throw the ball down the field. So, I do think Shook, I think the offensive coordinator, I think Kellen Moore, like they're allowing him to throw the ball down the field. I think if Dave Canales had that same mindset where he allowed Bryce to throw down the field, I think he would be more successful. But to be honest, there's games where Bryce, when he's been allowed to throw down the field, there's reasons why Dave Canales is very hesitant about letting him throw the ball down the field. I get it, but he still has a lot to prove. He will get the fifth year option. But I think depending on what he does next year, is going to determine if we give him a contract or not. But there's a lot of things that need to develop from him in order for him to continue. Running game carries, but you're welcome for beating Tampa. You guys just need to go 9-8, sweep Tampa, and you're good. Yeah, if we sweep Tampa, we're gonna win. We're gonna win the division. I'm hoping that we can beat Tampa and then beat the Seahawks, and then they lose against the Dolphins, and then we don't have to worry about the final game against the Bucs. But yeah, the running game couldn't. The Saints went all out to make sure we stopped the running. They stopped the running game, and the Saints defense played really well. That they did, but I felt like Bryce was making some good throws, throwing the ball well down the field. He didn't make any mistakes, no turnovers. He had the Jalen Coker fumble, but and that's another thing. That's our defense is usually like they give up big plays like this, but they also create turnovers. And today they didn't do that. So Tyler Shough did a really good job being smart with the football, being accurate with the football. So still really surprised you guys didn't keep Callahan, that guy that started after week 6. He went 6-6. Him and Canales are the best Panthers coach I've seen in ages. Callahan. I'm not sure who you mean on 2022 Callahan. But yeah, Dave Canales is definitely our better coach that we've had in a long time. He's definitely the best coach we've had in a while. Even with Matt Rule and all them, I think Dave Canales is a QB guru, but is he a play calling guru? That's the difference that I think Dave Canales is growing. And I don't know how better or not Brad Idzik is as a play caller, but I feel like there's times where I'm like, man, that was really drawn up well. It lacked execution, or it was drawn up really well and they executed very well. There's been games and plays where I'm like, that was really good. Like, this is why we have an offensive minded head coach. But then you have this, and it's just like, to me, the positive plays down the field were there because Bryce Young made those plays. I don't think it was more of like a scheme that they're open. It was just Bryce Young was just playing really well. But yeah, I think again, like, you can't be really mad. We're the worst team in the league a couple years ago. We had 5 wins last year. We're getting better. We just need a pass rusher and an inside linebacker, man. And we need the play calling to be more consistent. It needs to be more consistent. You guys own the Falcons and we own you, but hey, all of us have the team we own in the division. That's true. Yeah, we own the Falcons. Bryce Young plays his best football against the Falcons. If you ever want to see how good Bryce can be, just watch a Panther and a Falcons game. I don't know what it is. People say, oh, it's because it's indoors. Well, the Saints are indoors, and I mean he played good today, but overall the Saints have held him in check for the most part. But so respect, just end up 4-2 in the division like us, and you're good, nice, and for both teams, yeah. I still think I mean, you guys are to get, you guys are building too, but I think when you are able to get your quarterback that plays well, I think next year with Tyler Shuck starting and how he's playing, I think you guys will be like kind of like how where we're at, to be honest with you, with being like a 500 team. Because if you have a good defense, good running game, Alvin Kamara stays healthy. I think it'll be a tough NFC South, but the NFC South, man, besides the Bucks have been pretty consistent, but the us other three, we've been pretty inconsistent. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get off. I just want to give you my thoughts on the game today. Big letdown, but we still have an opportunity next week against the Bucks. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's beat the Bucks. We beat the Bucks, and we take care of us. We can do this. It's just this could be a little bit harder. It's gonna be a little bit harder. So, but keep pounding, guys. Keep pounding. I predicted the Panthers would win 8 or 11 games this year. No cap, I was a true believer of them. Yeah, I was saying like a good year or I thought average we were gonna do I thought the worst we would do this year is 7 wins, and then I thought it would be 8 or the best would be 11. But I had us going 8 and 9. So it's better than 5 and 12. It's better than 2 and 15. So at least they're competitive. It's just we got to close out those games we should close out. But second division for sure at worst. Yeah, second. I mean, it's better than last in the division that we've been. So this division is definitely an up and down division, which is fun. It's fun. But thank you guys. See you in the next one. Keep pounding. Peace.